Welcome everybody, blessed Sunday. How no do? We have some highlights from the track and field world and also only hear about the container of chicken walanga Jamaica. That is something, right? And also the banknotes, the old banknotes that will no longer be legal tender effective July 1st, 2025. So that means your old cotton 5,000, $1,550 banknotes cannot be used for transactions for goods and services when July 1st pass. So, I'm gonna have like 3 more months to use up them old banknotes there. Let's get into the track and field highlights. Now let's start with the Grand Slam track in Kingston. The National Stadium in Kingston was ablaze with speed, skill, and sizzling showdowns this weekend at the Grand Slam track meet as it made its electric debut on Jamaican soil. So we gave you the update on Friday. Let's talk about the others that you missed. Now, Kenny, he was the man of the moment. He claimed the sprint double with commanding wins in both the 100 meter and 200 meter. After nipping the 100 meter on Friday, he turned up the heat in the 200 meter, cruising to a 20.07 finish ahead of Britain's Zharnel Hughes and fellow American Fred Kerley. Now, Kenny pocketed a cool 12 points and staked his claim as the top contender in the league's push for the US 100,000 grand prize. Now, the women's 100-meter hurdles was a showdown to remember. American Tia Jones edged Jamaica's favorite Danielle Williams with a swift 12.63 seconds. But Williams, a double world champion, wasn't shaken. I expect to face the best every time I lined up, she said confidently after clocking 12.70 seconds for second. Fellow Jamaican Ackera Nugent finished fourth in 12.75 seconds, expressing happiness with her race and teasing that her peak is yet to come. I didn't peak for indoors and I still haven't peaked yet, she said. With 5 points to her slam score and admiration for the event's vibes, Nugent left fans excited for what's next in her season. In the women's 100 meter, it was all about Melissa Jefferson. The American sprinter stormed across the line in 11.11 seconds, comfortable ahead of Jamaica's Kimber Nelson, Alana Reid, and Julien Williams, who finished 5th, 6th, and 8th respectively. Meanwhile, Sawa of Bahrain delivered a stunning 48.67 seconds season best in the 400 meter, stamping her authority in a world-class field. Jamaica's Stacey Ann Williams and Nikisha Price both notched second best times but settled for 5th place and 6th place. The middle distance battle saw Jerbe of Ethiopia glide to victory in the women's 1500 meter, besting Kenya's Susan and the USA's Nikki. No, it wasn't just the pros lighting up the track. Jamaica's next generation made their presence known. Sabrina Dakri of Lakova High dazzled in the girls 100 meter, clocking 11.83 seconds with confidence. Jamal Stevenson of Calabar blazed the boys 100 meter in 10.70 seconds, edging out his peers in a nail-biting finish. Shanoya Douglas of Mushet High stunned the crowd in the girls 200 meter, finishing in 23.27 seconds. And Sanjay Seymour of William Nib left no doubt with a crisp 22.01 seconds in the boys 200 meter. Now, with US 12.6 million in total prize money on the line across 4 meets, the Grand Slam Track League, brainchild of Olympic legend Michael Johnson, is rewriting the rules of Pro Track, while top names like Noah Lyles and Shakari Richardson, as well as our very own Jamaicans such as Shelley Fraser and also Shericka Jackson, rising stars, and we can't forget Kishay though. Rising stars and seasoned elites are grabbing headlines and dollars. Jamaica's Oblique Seville didn't walk away with a win but left with 30,000 US for his third place finish. Akeem Blake followed up with US 20,000 for his fifth place spot. Despite the blazing talent, the event wasn't without its bumps. Friday's its attendance was sparse, and social media lit up with frustration about traffic and scheduling. Some fans were caught off guard, tweeting complaints like, why didn't they start the meet at 6? And why the stand for Grand Slam track empty? But it was Saturday. But if Saturday's crowd and energy are anything to go by, Kingston is warming up to the Grand Slam as the series continues across four cities. All eyes are on how it will evolve and deliver on its blockbuster promise. From high school prodigies to world champions, Jamaica once again proved it's not just a host but a heartbeat of global athletics. If the first Grand Slam in Kingston is a sign of what's to come, then buckle up. This is just the beginning. Now let's move on to the Invitational in Florida there, where we have our very own sprint queen Shericka Jackson facing against another Caribbean sprint queen, and that's Julien Alfred. Now reigning Olympic 100-meter champion Julien Alfred outdueled two-time world 200-meter champion Shericka Jackson to take the win in the women's 300-meter at Saturday's Invitational in Florida. Now, St. Lucia's Alfred produced a national record 36.05 to take the win ahead of Jackson 36.15 and the Ivory Coast Jerissa 36.24. Jamaica's national 400-meter record holder Rasheen McDonald won the men's equivalent in 32.39 ahead of Great Britain's Toby. And Bahamian Windell, he got it in 33.45 and Toby in 32.47. The men's 100 meter stars Jamaica 223 national champion Rohan Watson produced a win aided 9.99 to win ahead of 2011 world champion Johan Blake. He got 10.06 and the DR's Alexander in 10.14. Jamaica's Brianna Williams and Natasha Morrison ran 11.07 and 11.08 respectively to finish second and third in a windy women's equivalent behind American Kayla White who won in 10.99. Tia Clayton was runner-up in the women's 200 meter affected by 4.1 win time there. Her time was 23.05, well behind American Tamari Davis, who won in 22.42. In the field, Jamaica's Akeelia Smith produced a meet record 6.74 meter to take the win in the women's long jump, ahead of USA Burks 6.66 meter and BVI Chantel 6.63 meter. 2019 World Championship silver medalist Danielle Thomas was second in the women's shot put with 18.80 meter behind American Maggie who won with 19.25 meter. So that's it for the highlights for now. Thank you, Destination Jamaica. Now, what do you think about the banknotes that we have to use by July 1st? So for those who have your 5,000, your old $5,000 bill, your old 1,550, if you don't spend it by July 1st, you can't use it for goods and services. Now, as it relates to the container of chicken, be mindful, it can be poisonous. Now, according to reports, the Ministry of Agriculture is urging members of the public against consuming, selling, or distributing chicken products that wash ashore in a shipping container along the Hellshire coastline in St. Catherine. The container washed ashore on Thursday, April 3rd. The Agricultural Ministry says the chicken, labeled under the Brazilian brand Perdex, was not intended for the Jamaican market. It says it had confirmed that the container fell from a vessel while in transit to the Cayman Islands. Despite this, there have been widespread reports of looting by members of the public, it notes. No, it is stated that this has not been approved for entry into Jamaica. As such, the chicken meat does not meet Jamaica's safety standards and has not received the necessary import permits under the Animal Diseases and Importation Act. Further, the public is alerted that the contents of the containers would not have maintained under ideal cold chain frozen condition, raising serious concerns about food safety and spoilage. It is further highlighted that the highly pathogenic bird flu continues to be a growing global threat. Hence, unverified poultry products pose a serious risk to humans and animal health and threatens the integrity of Jamaica's poultry industry. Individuals who may have taken any of the products are strongly advised not to consume or feed it to animals and should immediately contact their local public health department for guidance on safe disposal. Alright, guys, you never know where that chicken they're gonna end up. So, to be on the safe side, I guess no chicken this week. Everybody stay safe out there and stay blessed. Do remember to share, subscribe, comment for more.